Hi guys, very good morning. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So today we'll kickstart the projects in your Power BI, uh, real-time projects in your Power BI. Uh, why? Because it's a time. Because till now we have finished your Microsoft Power BI. Also, we have finished the Power BI experience. We have explored the Power BI experience in your Microsoft Fabric, right? So I think in yesterday's class we have discussed how to trigger your Power BI in your Fabric. Okay, so how to create your measures, how to create your data models. Okay, how to create your new semantic models. Okay, so and how to create your reports, how to visualize your reports. Okay, all this on your Fabric environment. All these things we have discussed in the previous class, right? So today we'll just kickstart your real-time project in your Power BI. Okay, we'll try to what you call implement that in Power BI. Okay, then also we'll try to implement in your Fabric. Then accordingly we'll move to the Fabric environment. Okay, then we'll kickstart in your what you call we'll get into your Azure Data Factory or data engineering. So that it will be very real-time practical. Okay, so these projects are directly you can mention as a real-time projects in your resume. Okay, and start getting a job. Fine. So 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 before getting into any project, basically, see, first of all, you should understand what is the importance of your Power BI. See, basically, who will use Power BI? See, Power BI can be used by a Power BI developer or a data analyst or a data scientist. Okay. See, a data scientist can take a role of data analyst, okay, in order to analyze the data or provide analytical solutions to the industries by using your Power BI, because Power BI is an analytical engine, basically, right? So even though it's an analytical engine, 1% or 2% predictive analytics can be done with the help of your Power BI, but there are with a limitation section, right? So compare then Power BI developer. See, sometimes industries, uh, they call data scientist as a Power BI developer, data analyst or a business analyst or a Power BI developer. Okay, so generally, like base whenever they start developing the what do you call reports or dashboards or some of the development activities using Power BI. So whenever you are more working on Power BI, then you are called the Power BI developer. But as a Power BI developer, okay, Power BI developer, you have are basically as a data analyst or a business analyst or a data scientist, you taking the role of Power BI developer. Okay, fine. So it depends. Okay, so if you are only concerned with if you are only doing the projects on Power BI, then you are called as a Power BI developer. Suppose if you are a multidisciplinary guy, for example, you are not only a Power BI developer, but also you are expertise into machine learning, deep learning, okay, then Gen AI, then you are called as a data scientist. If you are only Power BI developer along with some analytical tools like SQL or Python, basically, or Alteryx or Tableau, then you are called as a data analyst. Okay, so or business analyst, basically, fine. So based on the roles, okay, so most these two roles, okay, business analyst and data analyst, they'll be focusing morely on your Power BI development, okay, apart from data scientist. So data scientist also will be using Power BI developer. But one thing you should understand that Power BI is an analytical tool which is used for the analytical development. Okay, for to provide analytical solutions, not any predictive solutions. Fine, that you should be very clear actually in your mind. So the whole purpose of Power BI is to create certain dashboards. Fine, it can be a real-time or static dashboards. Fine. So we can create your real-time dashboards on your Fabric environment because it's a cloud-based environment. Okay, so and there is no limitations for that. Okay, you can create an excellent reports or excellent dashboards because the Fabric technology is a very powerful technology where it supports many technologies like data engineering, data factory. Okay, basically it supports SQL database, right? Real-time streaming of data. So it supports machine learning development. Even basically you can integrate analytical solutions to the predictive solutions. Okay, Fabric is also a predictive solution tool apart from your analytical solutions. So Power BI is having certain limitations for predictive analytics. Okay, I can say I can carry 1 to 2% of predictive analytical solutions using Power BI, but Fabric it's not like that. Fabric is a very powerful predictive analytical solution also, where you can develop machine learning models, okay, and integrate your analytics, okay. So it all depends, basically these are all the very, powerful generally skill sets. So what are the skill sets? So Power BI, okay, Fabric, okay, uh, Microsoft Fabric, okay, then basically I can say SQL, okay, then Power Apps, okay, then Power Automate, okay, Power Automate, then basically Python basics. So basics, see Python, there are the two phases of Python here. One is analytical phase, another is AI phase. So when you're talking about your analytical phase, so Python basically is also used in your analytics and also used in your AI. Okay. So when I talk about your analytics, so basically it is we use certain libraries like pandas, okay, NumPy, okay, then Matplotlib, then Simon, okay. So these are basically data manipulation libraries. Pandas and NumPys are data manipulation libraries which are used to manipulate the data, like copy the data, okay, delete the data, read the data, write the data. If you want to write the data, if you want to read the data from JSON file, yes, you can do that. If you want to read the data from CSV file, you can do that. So whatever you did, data manipulations, okay, if you want to remove the null values, you can do that, okay. So programmatically, we'll be doing with the help of your pandas and numpys. So similarly, Matplotlib and Seaborn, these are data visualization tools. So in your basically, in Python, sorry, in your Power BI, basically we have underwent, okay. So we created certain data visualizations using pie chart, bar chart, right? Column chart, okay, tabular wizards, right? So all these things we can do with the help of your Python library programming languages like Matplotlib and Seaborn. Basically, Seaborn is advanced version of your Matplotlib, fine. So pretty easy libraries. It is basically a set of libraries are nothing but set of methods. Okay, every library will be having certain methods, in order to carry out certain functions. Fine. This is a analytical phase where you conduct EDA activities, exploratory data analysis activities generally. Then we have AI phase. AI phase, you have a lot of libraries, like see basically you have PyTorch, okay, okay. So then PySpark, okay. Then we have TensorFlow, okay. Then OpenCV, fine, okay. So then basically scikit-learn. So these are all different libraries in Python which are used for AI and ML development, so uh, more or less these are used to develop your predictive models, okay, and give you some predictive solutions for the organizations, fine. So but however, that's what whenever you are trying to project your CVs for analytical side, this much knowledge is very important. This part, like pandas, numpys, matplotlib, Seaborn, okay. So AI knowledge is not that much important, but pandas libraries, these are all very important for your what do you call resume preparation, right? So then basically, because in analytics completely we won't depend on Python, because 80% will depend on what you call tools. At least 20% knowledge you should have to write some Python coding. Then basically, people also expect some knowledge on your Alteryx. Okay, so Alteryx. So basically, if you have some knowledge on Alteryx, that is better, and Tableau. Okay, so Tableau is a previously, many organizations they used to use Tableau. Okay, but okay, now because of advent of Power BI, Power BI is dominating many organizations. 95% of organizations using a Power BI. Now they are getting migrated to Fabric. So very people talk less about your Tableau, but however, some organizations, old organizations, still they are using Tableau because of financial constraints or any other thing. So they are trying to migrate from Tableau to Power BI. At that time, you should be able to understand what is Tableau or not, right? Just knowledge is very important, right? So these are all very important. These are all the very key skill sets, okay, where minimum, where you can, okay. I'm not talking any rough figure. Basically, directly for Upshala students, only on these skill sets they are getting around 50 to 60 interview calls, okay, till now basically. So within a span of 2 months, they attended 50 to 60 interviews, okay. So uh, they got shortlisted with 50 to 60 interviews, and they're doing well actually. So, and many companies are there, many companies, believe me, sky is the limit, okay. I'm talking only on this technology, fine. If you add for this technology, if you add machine learning, then generative AI skills, okay, you are topmost data scientist, because generative AI is the topmost nowadays, uh, technology. Basically, it's a lot of demand is there. Fine. So, but to get into that level, it needs time actually for you. First of all, you should be able to expertise machine learning and all, then generative AI, all these things basically, then do some projects related to that. That takes some time, but however, you can get into this skills. You can get into this market, right? So, so now basically, what is our agenda? So today, just we'll kickstart your real-time project on Power BI. Okay. So we'll try to understand the requirements. See, first of all, if you understand the requirements, business requirements of any company, so and domain, very very important. So now if you see here, the title of our project is Gojek trip analysis. So what is this Gojek trip analysis? Basically, what is this Gojek? Gojek is a logistics based company. So understand the company name. Basically, try to understand basically what is this company is all about. Okay, what is the business domains? Okay, so you can type Gojek Taxi Singapore. Basically, it's a Singapore based company. Okay, like your Ola in India. So Gojek is a Singapore-based company basically. Fine, it's a transportation service company. So it's a cab. It not only provides cab services, it also provides a number of services. Okay, but main services is your cab actually. Fine. You can just even download Gojek app in your mobile phone. Okay, so and they so nowadays it is also called as Grab. Fine. So they got tied up with Grab. So, but however, Gojek is a is a transportation services company. So the domain is transportation services. Fine. So basically, how you have different cars, like what you call Ola XL, Ola Premium, Ola car, normal car, like that. You have different cars here also. Okay. So Gojek XL, Gojek Premium, Gojek Kids. Okay. The Go Car XL Kids. Okay. So Go Taxi. Okay. So Go Corporate basically for corporates basically for top management transportations and all. So they have different solutions. Okay. So now basically they need certain solution for you, a transportation company, a logistics company. They need certain analytical solution. So what analytical solutions? They need to create one dashboard, okay, to get their overall analysis. So this is the overall analysis what they need, okay. They need the information. For example, see whatever they need, they will put everything in the business requirement. So like this is a business documentation which will explain basically the overall analysis of the project basically, fine. So what is the use of what is the requirement of the company, basically what KPIs or metrics they're expecting to be displayed on the dashboard. So for example, they're expecting to be displayed what is their total bookings, okay, over a period of time, fine. Then what is that booking value? So what is the total revenue generated for all bookings, okay. Then average booking value, what is average revenue per booking? Then total trip distance, right? So what is the total distance covered for all trips? For example, for today, what is the total distance covered in Singapore or India? Then average trip distance, okay. So basically uh, how far basically like till now how many customers have traveled on an average per trip, okay. Then average trip time, fine. So these are all basically matrices, key matrices which are required by any logistics company or traveling company like your Ola or Gojek basically to analyze their performance, fine, day-to-day performance, right? So that is one requirement. Then regarding the charts, they need to analyze these metrics like total bookings, total booking value, total trip distance with respect to payment time. For example, how many bookings has happened with respect to cash? How many bookings? How many bookings were happened with respect to card or wallet? So how many bookings happen day? How many bookings happen night actually? So like this, we need visualizations. We need visualizations. Okay, very simple visualizations. Okay. So it all depends again to understand their what you call the you need to communicate with the client. There'll be some client interactions. It's not about documentation. You need to have face-to-face interviews, okay, face-to-face communications with the client. You need to understand them. Basically, if they have certain models already, dashboard models, they will show that they tell that we need only in this manner basically. So understand their requirement and you need to act accordingly. Fine. Then basically uh, okay, so they need some other like grid view, vehicle type analysis. They need some grid view in your Power BI. Grid view means table based, table as visualizations, right? So okay, so then total bookings per day, fine. So these are all the location analysis. They want to do certain location analysis, fine. So these are all the different requirements, okay, business requirement. What your Gojek company is needed actually, and they kept in the form of documentation for you. So if you should understand this documentation first of all, how can you understand? If you read, you won't understand. You need to discuss with your customers basically, right? I mean, client actually. So then they need a second dashboard like time analysis, fine. Then basically they need a detailed tab, basically detail. So basically we have discussed about drill through reports, right? Basically in your Power BI classes, what is drill through reports? So basically here we'll implement your drill through reports. So where we create a detailed tab, basically a separate dashboard or a separate report for detailed analysis. For detailed analysis, okay, where we establish a drill through operations or drill through functionalities, okay, concepts, okay, to create this third dashboard called details tab, right? So that's whatever we studied till now, like your conditional formatting, visualizations, complex visualizations, advanced analytical visualizations, whatever we have discussed, KPIs, measures, calculate column, DAX, okay, all these things will be implementing in order to develop this mini project for your Gojek. It is a very small project. Documentation will be big actually still if you go to the real time. So and it's a bit complex also. So where you need to understand and but however this is more than enough. You should know the approach actually. Fine. So this is like simulation of your real time projects. So directly we can't share the original data of any company. This is simulation of your real time project where you need to assimilate to a number of domains, right? So like that we will take some other domains, okay, like two or three domains, and we can showcase in your resume some descriptions of roles and responsibilities, okay, and what you call be confident in your interviews, okay, easily you can explain the projects, right? So so this is a project documentation, business requirement, high level and low level documentation what we have got from the client, okay. Now second thing, so first thing is this is the first step is to understand the business requirements, fine. So what is that? Understand your business requirement, very very important, with the help of your documentation. What is the second step? Second step is understand your data, very very important, okay. Why you need to understand the data? So we need to create, in the third step we need to create your data model, very very important, okay. So we need to identify the facts and dimensions. We need to identify the facts and dimensions, and we need to create a data model. That is, we need to establish relationship between the what you call the different facts and dimensions. First of all, you should identify the facts and dimensions. Okay, fine. And we need to establish relationship between your data models. Basically, you know, uh, what you call the whether it is a star schema or the snowflake schema, basically. So basically, what kind of schema? And okay, 50%, believe me, 50 to 60% of your time of time of data analyst or a data scientist, will be investing. He'll be investing on data modeling concepts. Okay, he will invest on what you call understanding the business requirements. So if you have a very good business requirement, if you have a good domain knowledge, okay, your 50% of a project is done. Okay, so see, everyone cannot have every domain knowledge, right? So basically, you are from one background, but you may get an interview from a retail company, right? So basically, uh, okay, so recently one student got an interview from Thesis. Okay, Thesis is a metallurgical mining company. It's a mining company basically. Fine. So basically, mining company is a manufacturing related sector, but you are in some other sector like cloud or infra or some other animation or some other what do you call it, sales or marketing. So it's not like that you should not go to thesis and work. Okay, you should go to thesis and work. You should explore many opportunities. You should not restrict it to your domain only, right? So basically, that is the reason why always you should take some domain experience. You can use ChatGPT or Google. You can type domain. You can just manufacturing domain, retail domain. So learn more about different domains. That's nothing wrong actually, right? So so when you learn about domain knowledge, you get some what you call understanding. For example, total bookings is a terminology. Okay, average total trip distance. These are the terminology. Okay, related to your logistics basically. So this knowledge you will get actually, right? It's very good. Then we should understand the data. Then we should understand your business requirements. That is very, very, very important, right? We should understand your. Then why you need to understand data? We need to understand what are the facts in the data, what are the dimensions in the data, whether we need to segregate the data, whether we need to transform the data, whether data transformation is needed or not. Okay. So if data transformation is needed, should we write a what you call Python programming or some coding, or can we use any Power Query editor tools for the data transformations? Okay. So basically, how we store the data, what format the data is, whether it is in Excel format or CSV format or JSON or PARQ or ORC format. What format basically? You are telling data. Which format? Okay, Excel format or CSV or JSON or PARQ, okay, or ORC. Which format basically? Then okay. Suppose if it is a JSON format, then we don't have any option. We need to convert it to table, right? So basically, because your Power BI or Fabric, it will understand the data in the form of tables only, right? So all these things will be required basically. Once you understand the data, then you need to understand how to split your facts and dimensions if they are together. Okay, if they are not together directly, no problem, right? Some clients will give a very clean data, some clients will give messy data. It all depends upon your data, but it's your duty to understand your data, involve in a data cleaning or transformation process if any, then involve in what you call creating your or developing your data models. That is very, very important. Once you create your data model, then we start creating what you call dashboards or reports. Okay, so before creating your reports, first of all, we will analyze your business requirement analysis. Basically, when we analyze any measures need to be created. So these are all measures: total bookings, total booking value. These are all measures. How can we create measures? Okay, with help of your DAX, right? So very measures are required with help of your DAX. Any calculated columns are required with help of your DAX. Okay, any calculated tables, any calculated tables are required with help of your DAX. All these things we'll analyze basically. Okay, so by default in any project, okay, one calculated table is mandatory called date calculated table. Okay, whether you don't want or not, we create one date calculated table because that is a standard, because we don't know basically because 99% the requirement of a customers, they need to what do you call analyze their facts or measures with respect to date related activities. See, for example, they want to analyze total bookings with respect to day or with respect to month or with respect to year, right? How many bookings has happened over over a year's period of time? How many bookings have happened today? How many bookings happened yesterday? How many bookings have happened this month or previous month? So basically, when I face like this visualizations or requirements, okay, then I need to what you call visualize my total bookings KPI or a measure with respect to date related dimensions, right? So what are the date related dimensions? Then what you call year, okay? So year, then month, day, yes or no? Quarter. So these are all date related dimensions. At that time, I need to create a date dimension table, right? So that is the reason why date dimension table is a pretty mandatory for every project, basically. So that is the reason why when you observe, when I'm taking a Power BI classes, I used to what you call create a date table, date calculated table, right? So why? Because this is the reason, fine. So whenever you go to any interview, they will ask date calculated table, fine, and they ask DAX. Why? Because you need to create measures. These are all measures actually, fine. If you don't know DAX, you won't be recruited basically. You are not eligible for data scientist basically. So it should be, these are all very important. See, attending interview is not at all an important, sir. 100% you will get a calls. Okay. So 100% every company they'll give opportunity for you. But facing the interview, clearing the interview is a what do you call it? That's where basically how you clear the interview unless or until you are good in these technologies, good in these concepts, right? directly they will ask very small things, but you should be able to handle them very, efficiently. Right? So, so today what we'll do, today we'll try to understand. So today we understood your business requirements. We'll try to understand the data. Fine. So we won't get into any data modeling concepts today. So tomorrow we'll try to get into data modeling concept because it requires minimum half an hour of time to make you to create your data model. So we understand your data. See, already your client has given, your Gojek company has given us some data. Okay, so a minimal data. See, no company will give huge amount of data for you. They give snippet of data like 1 month data, 2 months data. Fine, and it depends on your client portfolio at all, right? So basically, you know, they have given this data. One is your location table data and details data. So basically, so these are all data is in Excel sheet or CSV sheet. Thank God they didn't give any what you call JSON file and all. You need to simulate. Basically, you can, if you want, you can simulate that it has given in JSON file. You convert that into table. Okay. So by using Fabric, data flow like data flow Gen 2 environment, right? You created one data flow called data flow Gen 2. Convert your JSON file to the table. So to add more real-time essence to your resume, you can add all these things. Okay, you can convert this manually. You can convert this location table Excel sheet to the JSON file, and you can create your JSON files by your own actually. Fine. So so basically, to make your resume very powerful, add new technologies. Fine, like Fabric and all. Say that you have implemented all this in your Fabric basically. Fine. So so let me explore the two sheets. One is your location table and trip details. So before that, before understanding location table, let me understand trip details. Double click on it. So basically, it's a data set. Okay, uh, in an Excel format. So you have what kind of data you have. You have trip pickup time. So obviously, right. So any company, logistic company, it can be a commercial or non-commercial logistic companies. Okay, so uh, in general, I'm talking, fine. So they'll be having pickup time and drop off time. Okay, then how many passenger counts? Fine, how many passengers are coming in that time duration? 1 hour, 2 hour, 6 passengers basically. Then trip distance basically. How many trip distance? What is that distance? It has covered. Then PU location ID. What is PU means? Pickup location ID. Fine. See, for every pickup location, there will be location ID. Fine. So that is nothing but your PU location ID. Then we have DO location ID, drop location ID. How you have location ID for pickup, you are also having drop location ID for the drop actually. Fine. Then fare amount. How much amount? It's in terms of dollars or Singapore or SGD, or it can be in terms of your Indian rupees, whatever it will be. Then surge fee, basically during peak hours, basically the fee will be surged basically. Right, during peak hours they put extra charges on your head actually. So this is called surge fee. So basically what is the type of vehicle you are choosing, whether it is a Gojek X, Gojek Black, okay, Gojek Comfort, Gojek Green, basically what is it actually. Fine. Then what is the type of payment you are doing for the Gojek basically, whether you are using Gojek Pay. There is a pay called in Singapore and all, they use Gojek Pay. So they won't use GPay. Of course, GPay is only 1% they use. Okay. So 90% they use Alipay. Okay. Alipay is very famous in Singapore. Then Gojek Pay, the Grab Pay, they have their own pays. Okay. Payment gateways, right? So, okay. So one is this Gojek Pay. Then you have cash. Okay, cash mode or any other mode basically. So this is the minimal information, but not a constraint, because you may have extra information also. But this is the information what we have collected from the company called Gojek, right? So basically, this is more than enough basically, for our analysis, for our projects and all. But in near future, don't think that this is the only information you will get. You may get more information also, complex data also. Right? Now this is about your trip details. Now get into your location table. Click on your location table. This is your location table where you have location ID. It is a unique ID. See, observe that it is a unique ID. It's not repeated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every location is having unique location ID. Okay, but in the pickup location in your trip details, pickup location ID and the drop location ID, they depend on the location ID in the table, location table. Okay, so that is where we can relate your location tables and trip details table with the help of your pickup location ID and drop location ID. And moreover, pickup location ID and drop location ID, the IDs are repeated. Okay, see, for example, you can take one ID here. Basically, see here 186, 186. The IDs are repeated here. Okay, here also I can show you some repeated IDs. Okay, so I can find some repeated IDs. Okay, so if you observe very carefully, there will be some repeated IDs actually. Right. So 148, 74, okay, 74, 74. See here, 74, 74, right? So basically, the IDs are repeated. See why? Because, for example, myself, I will drop, I'll get down at a drop location with a location ID called 74. And Mr. Venugopal also basically he wants to drop at a 74 location ID only. There is nothing wrong, right? So that is the reason why you will get more than one location ID, right? As a drop. Similarly, Venugopal also wants to get picked up from the same location from where I got picked up. So that is the reason why I'll get a same location ID also. So the location ID, pickup location ID and drop location ID can be repetitive. Hope you understood that. Can be repetitive, basically duplicacy will be there basically. So which columns, which key will facilitate the duplicate values? Foreign key, right? Only foreign keys. In foreign keys you have duplicate values. So when I'm talking, whenever there are many foreign keys, okay, in your table, that table is called as a fact table. Very simple. That's it. So this is a facts table. Like this we need to find whether it's a facts table or dimension table. Now what is the dimension table? So this is your dimension table. Location ID is a dimension table because everything is unique here. Your location ID is unique, location city is unique, basically, So basically, like it's a dimension table basically, where it will provide certain context to your trip table. So as a data scientist, you need to basically understand the data like this first of all, which is the fact table, which is a dimension table, what are the facts, okay, how to create your relation, what is the options for you to create relations between your tables, location tables and trip table, right? Then is there any other tables like date tables to be created, or is there any relationships? Okay, so then basically, then we need to form a data model, right? Actually, where you form the data model in your warehouse, all these things you do in warehouse, right? So but you are doing in Power BI. So now today's class are till 2 or 3 days we'll be using only Power BI, then we'll go to your fabric basically, right? So like that basically, we'll be discussing all these things in the next class. Okay, this is enough for today's class. So in today's class you understood what is your project, real-time project, company name. What is, first of all, I understood the company name. What is their business? They are into. Open their website, understand their business, then open the business requirement document what they have given. Thoroughly understand that. Try to, if you are not able to understand, try to communicate with the what you call the client. Okay, or Zoom meet or physical meet, basically. Okay, it's a requirement gathering phase basically. Then basically, you will be sitting with what you call basically visiting with the client basically to understand the data, right? Then you understand the data, granularities in the data, insights of the data. Okay, then try to understand how can we create, how can we understand, how can we identify facts and dimensions, which is the fact table, which is the dimension tables. Then relationships. Okay, is there any common? So what is the common column here between location table and trip tables? Location ID, right? So location ID is a common column between your location table and the trip table. So with the help of this, I can create a relationship. Then we need to create any new tables called date tables. Okay. Then how to create a relationship in them? How to create your schema in your data models? How to create your data models? How much data? How robust is your data model is there? So once you create your data models, then we'll get it your what you call measures, creating your measures, calculated columns, calculated tables, using your DAX programming, then designing your layout of your reports. Then we, implement all these things step by step to create your final dashboard. Fine. So this is nothing but your analytical project in any company. Basically, like how you do, the way they do it all depends on their requirements, their location, their team, their capabilities. Okay, the understanding of the requirements and complexity of the data. Complexity may vary from one client to other client, but however, this is the overall idea. At least you need to demonstrate before any interview to make you to get selected. Actually, fine. So any other questions? Today is enough. So that's what. So the classes will be like this from now. So basically, we have finished your Power BI experience in your Fabric, right? So let us try to implement this. Okay. What do you call? Then we'll get into some other concepts of your Fabric. Fine. Uh, when and there, see, basically, generally, we never load this data, complete this data. We never load in your Power BI. We load in lake houses. So we created lake house, right? So we'll try to implement practically now. Fine. So this is very important. So we also created what do you call some data flows, right? So data flow Gen 2. So we also do that basically, how to do in your real-time projects. Fine. Then we'll create a very good resume. Fine. Then in the same project also we can implement ADF, Azure Data Factory. We can create one warehouse. Okay. We can create some transformations. Okay. Data engineering transformations. We can write some coding, PySpark coding and all. We can write some SQL analysis. Okay. So all these things, all technologies can be implemented in this Gojek project to make this project very efficient. Okay. So and you can straight away mention your resume and start getting the interview calls. Right? So, any questions, guys, till now? Any questions?
Not this document. Are you providing today to start working on it, or how is it?
Let me create one folder at Redwood Drive. Okay. So we'll upload the necessary data step by step. Okay.
Mm.
So because you won't understand even though I give you documents today. Fine. So step by step we'll give the uh, documents and related activities and make you to do the projects. Fine. But however, let me
Mm.
create a folder. Give me some time to do that so that from tomorrow you can access your project data. Fine.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Fine, guys. Thank you so much. So see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Ritu.